Hi guys, today we're going to talk about integers, positive and negative numbers. So get out your notes and write down the I can sentence. I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide with integers. All right, so integers are positive and negative numbers. So like -6, +2, things like that. But the only weird thing is that, positive numbers are just normal numbers. You don't walk up to someone and go, hey, I have positive $2. Or, hey, I will see you in positive 2 hours. We don't say the positive with our normal numbers. So, we just say I have $2 or I'll see you in 2 hours. So a lot of times our positive numbers are just written without the plus sign. But it could always be there kind of as like a, invisible symbol. Okay? All right. We're going to really dig into this in a couple weeks, but today we're just going to go over these briefly because they're going to be in equations. So we're just going to look at some basic examples here. Let's look at if I have this, -3 plus -2. Okay, -3 plus -2. There's multiple ways you can get around this. You can look at this as actually having literally 3 negative signs, and you can look at this as having 2 negative signs. And if we're putting them together, we're combining them, we're adding them, then all together we have 5 negative signs. And you'd write it as -5 or -5. And then your answer would be -5. So some of you are like, well, that's -5. And you say negative. And some of you are like, no, that's -5 because it's a minus sign. It doesn't matter. You can say either or. They both can mean each other depending on the situation, okay? Now, if you have a problem that you can't draw out all of the positive and negative symbols because they're bigger numbers like this, like -32 plus -12, it wouldn't make sense to draw out all those minus symbols. So you could think of it as, hey, they're both negative numbers, so I can just combine them. So 32 combined with 12, 32 plus 12 is 44. And since they're both negative symbols, they're all negatives, then it would just be -44. You would literally have 44 minus symbols if you drew them all out. Let's look at another situation. Example number 3. What if you had -3 plus 2? Okay, so now they're different. 3 is negative and 2 would be like a +2. But remember, we don't always write that positive symbol because that would be weird if we always said positive in front of normal numbers. So what you have here is different signs. They are different signs. So you are going to find the difference. And when you find the difference, you are actually subtracting. So we're going to take 3 minus 2, and we get 1. So our answer over here is going to be 1. But you're not done yet. Now you have to deal with the sign. You wrote the number answer, but you have to look at, okay, is this answer a negative number or a regular positive number? Well, which one do you have more of? If you look at it, if you draw all these out, you have 3 minus symbols and 2 plus symbols. And a minus cancels out a plus. So a minus cancels a plus, a minus cancels a plus. And what you're left with is one thing. We already knew that. We have it here. But it is a minus thing. It's a -1. So your answer is going to be -1. When you get into bigger numbers, okay, example 4. What if I have 38 plus a normal 12. Okay? So if we look, go, okay, these are different signs. This one's a negative and this one's a regular, so it's a positive. All right, so we're going to find the difference. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do 38 minus 12, find the difference. And I get, what, 26? So I know my number answer is going to be 26. But now I have to figure out, okay, is this going to be a positive 26 or a negative 26? Well, I have more of the negatives. 38 is more than 12. I have more negatives. So my answer is going to be a negative 26 since I have more of those. Okay, so negative 26. All right, so that's adding and subtracting in like a real short, quick type of lesson. Okay, let's look at multiplying and dividing. It's actually easier to multiply and divide with these. All right, so example 5. Multiplying and dividing. These work the same. So let's say I have negative 3 times negative 2. Okay. So first, deal with the numbers. Just look at the 3 and the 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then deal with the signs. Now here's the rules for this. If you have the same signs, your answer is going to be a positive number. If you have different signs, your answer is always going to be a negative number. That's only for multiplying and dividing. It makes it really nice and easy. So 3 times 2 is 6. We have the same signs, so it's going to be same signs is a positive 6. Or you don't even have to write that. You can just write it a normal 6. Example number 6. Okay. What if I have negative 3 times a regular 2? All right, so you do the numbers first. 3 times 2 is 6. And then you look at the signs. Well, they're different signs. This is a negative, and this one's a regular positive. Different signs mean my answer is going to be a negative. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. It works the same way with division. All right, let's look at example number 7. We're only going to do 2 more here. Example number 7. If we have negative 35 divided by negative 7, okay, deal with the numbers first. All right, 35 divided by 7 is 5. And then look at the signs. Well, they're the same signs. So I'm going to have an answer that is a positive. So normal 5, positive 5, or, just normal 5, same thing. And then, let's switch it up a little bit. What if it's 35 divided by negative 7? All right, once again, do the numbers first. 35 divided by 7 is 5. And then look at your signs. It's a regular and a negative. They are different, so my answer is going to be negative. So negative 5 is my answer. So that's a real quick breakdown of how to deal with integers, positive and negative numbers. Today you're just going to practice using these because you're going to see them show up in equations. All right, for example, I'm just going to do one here real quick. If I have x minus 8 equals negative 10, okay, right there, all right, is your integer. It's a negative number. So you run through this like normal. Your equal sign is your wall. All right, we go to the letter. We do the opposite. So minus, we're going to add with the same number 8. Copy that on the other side of the wall. These opposites cancel out. We get our letter, our equal sign, and then we have this math problem, negative 10 plus 8. Well, remember, if they're different signs, we're going to find the difference. So 10 minus 8 is 2. All right, which one do we have more of? Well, the 10 is more than 8, and it's a negative. So our answer is going to be negative 2. So to the equation, x equals -2. All right, so go ahead and do the quick check quiz, and then you're going to have a list of activities to do after the quick check quiz.